2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Denver Broncos. The ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go from Seattle. On the return, it's Taylor. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run for the first time with Javonte Williams. Oh, and now some space to operate.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first step.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do. And the Broncos get there and take him down. John Franklin Myers able to record his 5th sack of the season. They'll set up to throw. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hunt. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, If you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking ahead a couple plays ago, that if he got in this situation, they were definitely going for it. And you're right. It was a confident call and a decisive run to pick it up.
Hunt. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, a rested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that.
Touchdown! Javonte Williams, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Mike 14, Mike 14. Hey, me and you all day, all day. I'm coming after you, okay?
Back to throw now on first down. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. And then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And the Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He'll find Etienne out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd and 10. Back to throw now in his own end zone. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going deep downfield for Ross. He's got a man, complete. And all the way to the opposite 48. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Alton Robinson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. It got his man, complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. This will be caught. Judy.
That's right, baby. It's
And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Judy as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining.
14's the mic. 14's the mic.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
14's the mark. Mike 14.
They'll throw now on the final play. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Both these teams going through their final adjustments before heading back out of the locker room. Time for us to go back out to Lumen Field, where we rejoin Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
And, Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Yeah, he's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 now. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 2nd and 10.
My 14, my 14. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Check three, check three, check three.
They run again with Hunt. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
My 14, my 14.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. This is taken at the 18. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
2nd and 6. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. That's caught left side by Judy. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
66 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On 2nd down now, it's Williams. And just shutting him off there. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Completes it to Fant on the right side. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On second down, it's Williams.
Woo! Give me some.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Back to throw. They'll go screen here to Hunt. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that's complete ETN out of the backfield. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Taron Johnson made the stop.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. They'll set up to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They begin with a quick throw out left. They find some open field here. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, Hunt, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Back to throw here. He'll find Etienne out of the backfield. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 147 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try and run. This is Williams. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by Kevin Byard. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. A give to Williams, running right. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Dancing to his left. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
14's the mic. 14's the mic. 3 buzz, 3 buzz. 14
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.